I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm back out in the garage working on the Mk2 Escort. Now if you watched the previous episode, I've been trying to come out into the garage as much as I physically can because I really want to get this Escort on the road for next year, and today is no different. I'm going to be going inside the Mk2 Escort and doing a few more bits in there. In the previous episode I welded in all of these brackets and plates. They're all done now, but today the first thing I'm going to be focusing on is getting this bonnet release bracket welded up because it's a right hand drive one, left hand drive one was on the other side. I still need to drill a few holes in it so I can plug weld it in, but yeah, this is all built up. I've put all the pins through, it works. I've got the little metal clip there which holds it on, so yeah, it's gonna go somewhere up there. I will need to reference from the other side, but yeah, it's about there. As well as the bonnet release bracket, I do also have 3 more little brackets left to weld in. I think they're for the wiper motor, but I could be wrong, so I need to double check. As I said a minute ago, I have mocked up this old bonnet release cable. It's fitted in my hole that I made quite nicely. I'm sitting nice and comfortably as per. I've now cleaned up the whole area, drilled my holes in the bracket and lined up the bonnet release bracket. Now it's looking quite good. I did take quite a long time to compare the other side to this one and line it all up. I think I'm pretty happy with it now. It's only a bonnet cable release anyway, but I do want it to be straight. And as you can see, the cable is nice and central coming out of the hole. So I've stuck the welder on and there's not a lot left for me to do apart from weld this in. So let's get it done. I've done 2 welds so far. I've had to quickly wheel the Mk2 Escort out of the garage because I just couldn't get the right position for these 3 welds. The welds I need to do now are just up here. There's 3 of them, but I couldn't get this door open, so I was like butting my head up to here. So I thought, you know what, I'll take 10 minutes just to push the Mk2 out of the garage, open this door fully, and now I can fully see them and weld them to the best of my capabilities. Now guys, the other day I was lacking a little bit of motivation. Once I welded in that bonnet pull release bracket, my motivation was a bit of a low and I just thought the progress was being so slow. But you know what? It hasn't been, and to perk myself up, I actually watched a few of my previous videos, and to see how far the Mk2 Escort's come in a short space of time is brilliant. And yeah, I'm raring to go again. I thought I'd share this with you guys because this is real life too. Just because you watch me on YouTube, it doesn't mean I go through exactly the same stages as you guys. I get demotivated sometimes, I just want to chill sometimes. Anyway, I've hyped myself up again, and there's 2 other reasons why I'm quite excited. And the first one being, I actually took the Mk2 Escort out to weld that bracket in, and whilst it was out, I actually dusted it all off, and it just looks so much better. I can see the vision again. It hasn't got a layer of dust on it, it's an inch thick. I like to think a tidy workspace means a tidy mind, or whatever the saying is. So I also gave the garage a little bit of a quick tidy up. It was getting a bit cluttered, so yeah, I've had a bit of a spring clean in here as well. I don't want to go on too much about being slightly demotivated, but there was one other thing that really perked me up. So I've been struggling with trying to find a wiper motor. I put out a plea for help on social media the other day to see if anyone had a right hand drive wiper motor for me, but I think I might have been saved by a bloke called Jake. He says that a left-hand drive wiper motor can be converted to right-hand drive. He says he's done it before, but he doesn't remember the whole in and outs of it. So I started taking mine apart the other day, and yeah, I'm really excited to get cracking with that. So let's go inside the Mk2 Escort and see what we're dealing with. As you can see, even before I show you guys under the dash, we've got 2 wiper arms now sticking out of the right-hand drive holes. The wiper linkage is roughly in place. You'll have to bear with me, guys. I know it's a bit of a mess under here. I'm yet to bare metal this area. So yeah, that's in position. And I've also got the wiper motor hanging down here with this arm, which is part of the linkage. Anyway, to mount that wiper motor, the bracket for it needs to be welded here, which is where the old steering column bracket is. So I need to take this one off. That's what I'm going to be tackling first. Let's hope I can get this off nice and clean and yeah, drill out all the spot welds successfully. Well, the plate's off, but not without making a lot of holes, which didn't want to do, but I couldn't get the drill inside at the right angle at all. The only option I had to do was to drill the plug welds out from the outside in, and yeah, it's obviously left me with all these holes. It's almost like you get one step forward and another two back at the moment, but I'm going to deal with these holes, get them all welded up, and yeah, I'll catch up with you guys when I'm fiddling about with the wiper motor again. Just like that, with the power of editing, that section is all done now. I wouldn't look too close at the moment because I've only ground the welds down slightly, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the little belt sander in there to properly get these ones flush. As you can see, most of them welds are covered up by the bowl anyway. It's not really the point because I couldn't live with it being messy under there anyway. But yeah, there's only a few of them sort of on show underneath the scuttle that I'll be really perfecting. I'll be dealing with that off camera because the main focus of this video is getting the interior finished and fully right-hand drive. This inside bit is all mainly ground down now as well. But for now, I want to get this wiper motor all up and in place. I've now attached both of the mounts, that big one there and this little diddy one, to the wiper motor, only loosely, and I found out that, see that far square bit, that pretty much goes on that square bit there, as you can see, and then it all lines up. That one goes right at the top there, and yeah, it sits something like that. Obviously that's just quickly mocked up to show you guys. I still need to drill the holes in them, but it sits roughly there, so I'm gonna take it all apart again, drill some holes and then weld it in. Getting closer to the most exciting bit, to weld these brackets in. I just drilled the two holes down here and one up here. I think that's ample for the wiper motor, and this one's just got one. Let's get these wiper motor brackets welded in and I'll be a happy boy. You absolute beauty. They went so well, and it is solid as well. That ain't coming off. I think I've said this previously, you just have to ignore how grim it is up here because I am going to be sorting all of this out. I don't know how it's got so rusty up here. I don't think the dash was prepped before it was welded in, but it is what it is. Focusing on what we're doing, I've cleared up this little patch, and that's where we're going to be welding on that diddy bracket. I just need to draw a little line so I know where it's going. The magnet is strong enough to hold up the little bracket. Now all the welding is done, I have taken off the motor because it's not working for some reason. But when I quickly checked this bulb across the terminals and this battery, it's dead. Don't know if this is going to have anything in it though. No. Hey. Right, finally found a battery with some charge. Sorry, Perry.
Mine, you got power on there now.
Great. Oh! Yes. Yes. You ready?
Mm.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Right, I haven't shown you guys how I actually converted the wiper linkage yet, because this is the left-hand drive linkage and motor. I've got to give a massive shout out to Jake Swan. He organises the Finland old school Ford meets, which I've attended a few times this summer, and yeah, he was the one who told me that it is possible. He knew the majority of it, and I had to work out a couple of little bits, but yeah, he's helped me change this left-hand drive wiper linkage and motor to right-hand drive. I've just had my dinner and I've come straight back out in the garage. Normally, once I've had my dinner, that'll be it for the night. I'll be laying down and you won't get nothing else out of me, but for some reason, I've got this massive energy boost because I really want to get this wiper motor completely sorted tonight. To allow me to finish it off, I just need to weld in that one last bracket and yeah, it will be completed. Last bracket about to get welded on. Let's go. I know there's probably going to be a lot of people now wondering how I've done it. How have I changed a left-hand drive Mk2 Escort wiper linkage to a right-hand drive one? All you've got to do is disassemble all of this. So take it all apart. There's two circlips holding these ends on, and then what you do is you swap this one with that one. You just put them either ends and then you put it all back together. Once it's all back together, it will look like mine now, and you'll have your extra little nipple there. So once it's the right way round and getting fitted, you will have that there to connect to your motor. Now, on the subject of the motor, that can stay in the exact right hand drive position. So I've put all my mounts to that exactly where they would be in a right hand drive. The only difference with this mount in the middle is it needs to be slightly over to the right hand side, so slightly over to the off side of the vehicle. That bracket I was just talking about is normally fitted in this rectangular piece here, but because it's off centre and we've swapped the left hand drive linkage around, it's just over, so you can see where my weld marks are. So just to bear in mind, if you're doing a cheap little swap and you've bought a left-hand drive linkage and putting it on a right-hand drive car, you will have to move this bracket just slightly over to here. But yeah, that's the only difference I've found. Now, on that note of that little bracket, I'm going to get this linkage and motor all bolted back up again so we can watch it run perfectly for the first time, because yeah, these brackets are now finished inside. I don't have any more to weld on. So everything is now completely bolted up. Obviously this is a test fit, still needs to spray the interior and clean up all the linkage, but this is to convert it basically. That's the reason why I've fitted it all up. It's all tests. I know it's going to work, but it's the first time I bolted it up properly. Right, I tell you what, I'm going to be honest, it's making a slight noise, so the arm is rubbing slightly. It's all sorted. The only reason it was slightly rubbing is because these are still loose, so I just moved it the slightest bit and it's absolutely fine. The knocking you're hearing is just the wipers banging because they're loose still, but yeah, it works and it's all bolted in. Yeah, boy. So there you have it. I've answered the question. Can you convert a left-hand drive wiper linkage? Yes, you can. I'm going to leave this video here, guys, because I feel like we've kind of completed the interior swap now. There's nothing else in here that needs to be changed from left-hand drive to right-hand drive. I've welded everything in and yeah, I am very happy with it. Don't get me wrong, we're still a long way off in here. There's quite a few welds that need cleaning up. I still need to seam seal all in here, give it a coat of primer, and I also need to turn my attention to the dash because yeah, it's not in the best of states, and I want to go over a few of the welds because it wasn't welded in by me, and yeah, we just need to go over a few bits on that as well. But for this episode, I feel like we've made huge steps in the right direction to getting this Escort on the road for next summer. I do just want to say quickly as well, I did hit 5,000 subscribers a couple of weeks ago now. I'm sorting out a giveaway, so sit tight guys, it's coming and it's a really good one, so I'll be announcing that very shortly. Remember, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, and if you like what you see, subscribe to the channel to see more. Thank you all for watching, and until the next one, I'll see you guys later. Oh, fuck off. Oh, yeah.
Just needs a window screen now.